Oh my goodness, we are live.
Oh, wait, did you unmute me yet?
Yeah, you're all unmuted.
Oh, thanks, pal. I really appreciate it.
Crazy. Welcome to episode 1 of the VR CruCast. My name is GC from Game Tag VR, and alongside me is my co-host Matt from BMF VR. How you doing, Matt?
I am great, excited.
He is, and he's also full up because he's just had lots of chicken wings.
Just to watch him eat chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, we have Ben from Beardo Benjo. How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. I didn't have chicken. I'm kind of upset. I had some fish and chips. So
it's for the American viewers. Can you explain exactly what that is?
So it's it's like fries, but they're not thin. They're kind of thick. This is soft.
Right. This part of this actually is a really important part of the conversation because when you talk to people, you've got chunky chips, fries.
Chunky chips.
We got Matt here. What sort of potato products do you have in America? Because we just have, I would say, fries and chips. We got curly fries and stuff, but predominantly it would just be chips and fries.
Yeah,
that's it.
So we have like 1,000 different types of fries. They just call them all fries. So there's steak fries, which are like thick, wet wedges of potato.
Yeah.
Then you've got regular. They call them fast food fries, which are like potato strings. They're really thin, like kind of like McDonald's has.
McDonald's,
sure
yeah.
And then there's like seasoned fries, which is crinkle cut fries. I mean, there's a lot of different types of fries.
Yeah, but we've got potato smiley faces. So
I think
we
have those too. I like those.
I thought I had one over on you then.
I think we have
fries.
I think we have the alphabet. I'm pretty sure I've had an alphabet chip before.
We've got alphabet spaghetti.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure I've eaten an A chip, a chip that was shaped like an A.
It might have just been a deformed one. You should have sent that off and you would have got some money back from the company. They'd have been like, what, you found the chip?
This is amazing, thank you.
The special chip.
The special chip, the golden fry.
It's worth £250,000. And you've eaten it.
Imagine that. Yeah, so this is our brand new podcast that isn't just about food, it's about virtual reality. It's recorded and shown live every fortnight on Thursdays at 8 p.m. BST, 3 p.m. EST, and 12 p.m. PST. For those of you who prefer audio podcasts, this show will be available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Anchor. Should be around tomorrow. I need to get that sorted. I need to remember my logins. And get all that sorted. You can either use the links below or you can keep an eye on the VR CruCast Twitter page, which is now up and running. Part of this Twitter page is going to be, hopefully we can involve you in weekly conversations, hot takes. If Ben or Matt or me think of something that we want to talk about in the week, then what we can do is chuck something on Twitter and then we can actually talk about what you've said to that Twitter post. That's the idea of that. That link is in the video description as well. On this show, we discuss the latest news, games, and goings on within virtual reality. We will feature developer interviews, various guests, and we also have VR Trend Magazine's Indie Spotlight. And this week, they are focusing on Samurai Slaughterhouse from Tab Games. Yeah, so I take it we're all patrons of VR Trend anyway already, in the magazine and stuff. I don't think anyone is out there doing what they're doing at the moment, especially to the level and the quality they're doing, because I swear each episode or each edition seems to get better every single time.
Mm-hmm. Did you see they just showed off the artwork, the front cover for the next issue? 1 year anniversary already.
I know.
That's
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you're a patron, you get like to see things up ahead early. And yeah, the artwork, I was like, that is brilliant. That is really good. So yeah, a link to their website is also in the video description. We also have a VR after party in Spatial Ape. This will all become hopefully normal to everyone eventually. And it's a place where we can all hang out. Spatial Ape is a social space for trade shows. So you can meet us, chat, and there is a area for Justin from Tab Games, Samurai Slaughterhouse developer, and we can all get together and chat. And the link to that is also in the description. You need to install it and stuff, and then you do your login, and then you're all good to go. So there it is. How has your week been, guys?
Mine?
Everyone.
Well,
everyone in the chat. How has everyone's week been?
It's been pretty good. I don't want to speak for everyone, but it feels like things in the gaming space are starting to get pretty exciting again. This is the first week in quite a long time where I've been overwhelmed almost, I think. What is it? It's Thursday today. And it feels like every day this week I've found another new game that's just around the corner. Or, you know, it's mere days away, or there's an announcement saying that something's coming this month. Things are starting to move fast, and I think that's, for me anyway, it's exciting. I just want new games, and we're getting into that period of the year where things start happening. Yeah. And I love this kind of, you know, September through February. It's just like gamer heaven. Yep. So yeah, I'm in a good mood this week because we're kind of back to that time. So yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good week.
What are you looking forward to, Matt, out of everything? I mean, obviously, it's the same. I think being content creators, it's one of those things where you are very excited for stuff like this because it means you got content to make and you're not sitting there scratching and thinking, what can I actually make today that people are actually going to want to watch?
I think that, I don't know what I'm looking forward to most. I know that I played with a friend the other day on Space Pirate Trainer with the new arena update, and that actually has me more excited than a lot of the games coming out because there's like a basketball court by like 5 minutes from my house, and a lot of people don't use it, but if you do it just at the right time of the day, you can go out and do it outside. So now I'm trying to find as many people as possible to go play because it was such a blast to play when we played the other, and it's just something unique, you know, even if it's not, you know, a story-based game or something. I just had so much fun with it.
Yeah, so I spoke to Ben earlier. Hopefully we're going to get together and make something because obviously we live in the same country. But the thing we was talking about is Ben's got exactly 10 meters by 10 meter space, and he thought the same as me.
Not in my house. I'm not like really rich.
No. Is that like too dangerous? Because if it is 10 meters to 10 meters, that means we could. That must be the limit. Isn't it better to have more?
Yeah, when I did it, obviously it was a full-size basketball court, and there was some drift with the arena. Ooh. So like about 45 minutes to an hour in, we ended up having to redo the whole thing to reset it, which isn't really hard to do. But you definitely, if it was exactly 10 meters by 10 meters and you could run into something, then I would probably think you will run into something at some point in time.
So that was kind of my logic, yeah, because it's in a leisure center and they're, I think the rooms are usually reserved for dancing. People book them for kind of dances, and they've got mirrors right down one side, and that's going to be the wall at the 10-meter mark. So if it even drifts a little, me or GT are going to run headfirst into a mirror and get 1,000 years of bad luck.
Do you have to draw it out, or is it? Does it place a grid down, or how does it work that bit?
So when you set it up, it requires you to have your, and what I didn't realize is you actually have to have your Guardian on. You can't turn your Guardian off. I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to do it the easy way, set my Guardian off because I'm in a big enough space, and it'll just put a 10 meter by 10 meter space for me. And it doesn't do that. You have to actually set your Guardian to the max amount of space you can. And what it'll do is when you go into the game, you hit the button to go in the arena, and it'll look at your Guardian, and it'll say either you don't have enough space or you do. And then you can redo your Guardian, and then you just got to walk all the way the whole 10 meter by 10 meter. And then it's kind of weird the way the Guardian works, because you can set a whole square, and then it kind of like allows you to set more space. So like you can go to the edge and set one edge, set the third edge, and then when you go to the fourth edge, it'll go farther past where you were allowed to go. And then
what is the limit? Isn't the limit like 15 meters by 15 meters of the Guardian system?
10, it's 10 by 10. That's the max you can make with the Guardian.
That is it on Oculus. You can't go any bigger.
Right now, that's the biggest you can make. Yep. So all you got to do is just make it to the maximum size, and it'll let you. It takes a second.
How incredible already at this time in VR that you can do something like that.
Yeah. And the coolest thing, one of the coolest things is a lot of people asked me, what about internet? You know, I don't have Wi-Fi where I'm going to play it. I had a phone, and I have a 5 gigabyte cap for hotspot on my phone, and it didn't even come close to reaching that. And I had 2 devices connected to the hotspot on my phone in my pocket the entire time, and it worked perfectly with nothing. There was no lag, no latency issues, nothing. It was perfect the entire time.
That's exactly what Buck 3131 said to me. It was like,
That's so important.
Yeah, I hotspotted it on my phone, and he was playing Zimtok, who was running around in his garden. He said it was absolutely perfect.
Apparently, I heard somewhere that the only thing that's transmitted is the data of your location, so it's not transmitting anything else. So it does everything inside of the game itself, and all, it's just very little information actually transmitting. Apparently, according to what somebody told me, that's actually being transmitted. So it doesn't take hardly anything to do it.
I think for me, like, I've seen a little bit of pushback across kind of VR communities around it, because I guess the knee-jerk reaction for most people is, oh, I don't have that space. And it's that initial frustration of being like, I can't just run and play that. I want a joystick option. But a joystick option completely kills the point of that product. And I think making it so that you have to put that effort in, and you have to find a space, and you have to go through the rigmarole of the setup is part of the journey. And then when you get it set up and you get playing, I bet it's an experience unlike anything else.
Yeah.
And to have that as in a standalone headset that you can buy for 300 quid is mental. To me,
it is. It's crazy, and I used to really love doing like Laser Quest and stuff like that. And I kind of think to myself, is this going to be that? Is it going to blow it? If it's better than that, potentially that's a business model straight away. Like that is a real business that you could. I mean, Matt, could you see that? Could you see people?
Yeah, 100%. Because like it's so easy, you don't have to tell anyone how to play. It's literally walk around and pull the trigger. You know, the person that played it I'd had him try VR a couple of times before. I think once, maybe before, or twice, and so he wasn't really familiar with VR overall. So if it was like artificial locomotion, he would have had to either get sick probably, or get used to it, because he'd never done anything like that. It's mostly like the golf type stuff he played. And so I gave him the headset, and immediately he figured it out. And you just walk around, and I mean, it's amazing because you can change your skin in the game. You can change your gun to a different type of fire. You could create your own courses. So if a company wanted to create their own course with physical barriers, so that they could actually have physical markers to lean against or hide behind, so you could actually lean on them, you could figure out how to do that, because you can actually create custom environments inside of the game anyways.
That then goes back to Dead and Buried. I think it was Oculus Connect 5, wasn't it? They had like a real mixed reality game there, where it was an actual grid, and there was walls, and they were hiding behind things. That sort of stuff is.
My mind starts to like run off with these things, and the possibilities just become endless in my head. Imagine, and this is quite topical, I guess. It's the first thing that came into my mind because I watched the trailer earlier. Remember in the first Matrix, right? You got that scene.
He wants to talk about the Matrix, Matt. Anyway,
you got that scene where they walk in and they're in the lobby and they're fighting all the agents and they're having the shootout. Those kind of moments, it could get to the point where a company could put you in that moment. If you had a quest and you had 10 meters of space, you could go and map it out, and you're in that lobby, and it could play out. And it could become a marketing tool to sell you these, like you could stand in the bit where you've got the Avengers in the Avengers film, and they're all standing back to back, and the Chitauri are flying around. Yeah. And you can explore that as a 10 by 10 meter. I think there's so much application for these programs and games that you need a piece of space for. Because it's cool when I sit in this chair in this room and I run around and shoot people. Don't get me wrong, that's amazing. But actually running around outside, I must feel like a kid again.
Mind blowing, really. It's like, I was surprised at how much fun it was, because I tried it the first time outside in my yard, and I had just enough space to try it out, and I was like, wait, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I was like I wasn't thinking. I've done room scale stuff in the past. I've taken my Quest out there and explored one of the homes, the Quest homes, just for the sake of walking around the full thing, and that was cool. But running and gunning while you're actually running and ducking behind cover because you feel like you're actually there, like in VR, obviously you can escape to a point where you're ducking behind cover because you know you're supposed to, but you always know, kind of in the back of your mind, you know, it's cover, but I'm just ducking down and there's nothing there. When you're physically running, your mind actually starts to believe you're in a place that you're not, because you can walk around in that environment, which is just unbelievable.
Just saw a comment actually, which is very similar to that. Onik Hayes said, all fun and games till someone tries to kick off and flip off of one of the pillars. So that is exactly what I'd do if I was in that Matrix lobby. I'd be like, that's it, I'm going to do a backflip off that and immediately I'd break my neck. So yeah,
ordering weapons, mate. I just love that bit in the Matrix where they ordered all the weapons. I thought that was absolutely incredible. And yeah, I want to play it so badly. I'm gutted. I don't know when I'm going to get to play
we'll set it up. We'll sort something. We're relatively close by.
I reckon we're an hour away.
About an hour.
Roughly.
You can also play it online. I haven't tried that. You can do it online too. If you have a space that two people can do it at different places. I've never tried that, but
we could do that. We could try that.
There is a basketball court behind my house that no one uses. It's just a concrete thing. So if I fall down, it'll hurt. I'll scuff my knees, but I just won't fall over, I guess.
I wonder how many calories you burn. Did you wear an iWatch? Did you find out how many steps you did? How many calories you burned?
Yeah, I should check it. I don't know. I know I hit my steps awful fast that day.
Yeah, man. That was the other thing. So just quickly, we're going to run a clip of the brand new trailer. It's about 11 seconds long.
All right.
Do it.
No, we're not, because that is completely tiny. Hold on 1 second. I need to adjust that.
You're trying to show like a thumbnail, like a tiny little.
It is, yeah. But I wanted to show it because they're doing a there we go. They're doing a real live action trailer.
Oh, I've not seen
this.
Oh
wow, I've not seen this yet.
Yeah. So that it looks.
That is an amazing trailer.
It is an amazing trailer.
That's what it feels like too. You can fire through the post.
That's so cool. The robot in that looks a bit like Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie. I was thinking of Chappie.
Yeah, it looks like Cole Slav just said trailer gives me Chappie vibes.
Yeah. What's up, everyone, as well? Thank you for joining today. Sorry, I know the sound was loud. I just saw it. I've got like, I'm a noob all over again to podcasts. Please forgive me. Oh God. So yeah, there is so tomorrow will be the full trailer of that. That is just a clip of the full live action trailer.
So cool.
That is coming tomorrow. And I thought it looked absolutely amazing when I saw it. I was like, wow, I did actually try and get the exclusive. I was like, dude, first episode podcast, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, it's coming tomorrow. And I was like, all right, I'll give it.
All right.
I won't say any more than that. But how is everyone in the chat? Thank you ever so much for joining us today. Thank you for all your support. What have you guys been playing this week? I'd love to hear what you've been playing. So far, the highlight of my week personally so far would have been Shock Trooper or Shock Troops.
Oh, yeah, you got to play that.
I did.
Lucky bugger.
I was lucky. But I just, that art style just gets to me, that pixel art in virtuality. The only thing is I didn't know how to reload for the whole video. Apparently, I was just getting lucky. Like, I was just walking along and just doing this now and again with the gun, and he was like, "You kept reloading," and that's why at the end I died because I just didn't.
You had no bullets left.
Yeah, I was picking up all this ammo, and I was like, "Dude, I'm picking up so many shells. How can I run out of ammo?" And he was like, "Yeah, he didn't reload. Like, he didn't know how to." But the game never told me to do it, but I didn't know anything. So, yeah, what have you been playing this week? What's been like your highlight so far, Ben?
Bloody heck! I'm replaying Saints and Sinners on the run up to Aftershocks.
Nice.
I'm trying to get another playthrough done. I'm just at the point where you have to go to the school, and I hate that bit because it's so scary.
That's my favorite place.
It is the best bit.
Yeah.
But I'm just terrified of it. I started a new playthrough and I went in super cocky because I've played the game before. So I'm running around, I'm shooting everyone I see, I'm stabbing the zombies, and then as soon as I get to that school bit again, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to go in there. I know there's loads of zombies in there. But it just, coming back to that game cements for me just how good that game is. I think for this month is now absolutely stacked with VR releases, and I'm sure we'll talk about them. But Aftershocks is kind of the jewel in that crown for me. I just want more of that game. More of Saints and Sinners is always going to be a good thing, and I cannot wait to see what they do next, because surely they will make more. Surely they'll give us, ideally, a co-op one.
Well, if anyone in the chat is looking forward to any more news about Saints and Sinners and Aftershocks and stuff, we are going to be hopefully having an interview with them for the next episode. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
That should line up quite nicely, shouldn't it?
It should line up. It should be exactly the same day. Is it the 23rd?
Release day, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it is release day. So on release day, we'll probably all have videos.
I won't be here because I'll be playing it. I'll just send you a cartoon of myself and you can stick it in a box.
We'll try and get it nice and early. And then, what about you, Matt? What's been your highlight so far?
I've been replaying some of like the Star Wars games, messing around with them some before the new Star Wars comes out.
Yeah, because that's
play-
right. That's right at the end of the month, isn't it?
End of the
Yeah.
month, I think.
Yeah.
It's
15th.
is the 15th
I thought it
or
was the 30th.
I think it's next week.
Really?
I think Star Wars is the 15th. And
Oh,
I think
yeah, and then
Jurassic
World
is
is
the end of
Oh,
in the month.
sorry. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Man,
we
alive,
really
I
are
guess I'm gonna-
stacked.
Honestly, we're completely stacked. It's I think if you actually look at what's this month, I think next week we've got blimey. Next week
Oh my god.
we've got Star Wars,
Yeah.
Clash of Chefs for Quest.
Yeah.
I think Samurai Slaughterhouse is
Early access thing. or
early
something.
access.
Yeah.
The week after we've got even more. The week after I think is a break week. No, the week after is Aftershocks. Aftershocks.
Yeah. and
Rhythm
then
of the Universe Ionia,
Yeah.
which has been on the back burner for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And then the week after is Jurassic World Aftermath.
Yep.
And then it goes into October. There's actually some of the games I'm looking forward to, which you won't talk about on this show because there's no point because we talk about it for the October releases. But yeah, I literally was like, oh yeah, what about that? What about that? And it is just going to keep rolling now, hopefully.
You know, before I forget, did either of you know that Paranormal Activity was going to release on Quest today?
See,
Came out of nowhere. I thought it was already on Quest.
That developer was my friend. No, he was my friend. He messaged, like we used to talk, and then suddenly he just drops like one of my favorite horror games.
I was just looking at new games, and I was like, oh, what else came out today? I know that the update came out today, but then I just noticed that came out today.
I'm assuming because we weren't really aware it was coming out. None of us have tried the Quest version.
Yeah, I've never tried the Quest version.
Have you played any version of it, Matt?
No.
I knew he was going to say no.
It's one of the best. I know you're not the best with the horrors, and they put the fear into you. But honestly, Paranormal Activity absolutely blew past all my expectations. I remember playing it on PSVR at launch, and I say I played it. I kind of didn't. Back then, I wasn't great with VR horror, so I was like, "Nah, that's not nice." And then I put my friend in it, and I watched him play through most of it, and laughed while he screamed. But I played it through recently, PC VR. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
and it was
really
properly scary as well.
Yeah,
I want to see how it's translated into Quest, because if it's a decent port, I really hope that sells well, because that game does deserve the attention. It's a solid horror title.
I think if you've gone from PSVR, which is where I've done my full playthrough, it was, I think with Quest, that added sharpness and stuff like that can really make a game look so much different. So yeah, I haven't played the PC version, so for me, it might be an upgrade. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I absolutely love it. I love the idea of like starting in that attic. It scared the crap out of me going through that garden, and then thinking
horrible, man.
Yeah, in that house, like you are literally in that house the whole time, aren't you? Pretty much, it is terrifying. It is really good.
Dark Angel 3.
I don't think I'll be playing it.
Nice shirt. It is a nice shirt. Thank you. GT told me it was a nice shirt before the show started.
I did say it's a nice shirt.
Thanks, Dark Angel. You're a legend.
Let's have a look at what Matt. Yeah, so you've been playing Star Wars, which is pretty cool. Let's go through what other people have been playing in the chat. Where are we? Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Molly, Boy Brown, get to the chopper. Thank you all for joining us. Cole Slav, nice. You've been playing Legendary Tales.
I haven't tried that yet.
I think we should quickly watch the trailer for that, because
chuck that trailer on and make sure the sound doesn't drown us out.
Oh wait,
have either of you played it?
No.
Okay, I'm going to be really controversial now. I can't rip on the game because I've not played it. I looked at it this morning. I was going to do it, and then I held off because the price for me felt steep. Early access. And I'm all about supporting the indies. I think we should support the indies, and it's entirely up to them to pick the price they feel is right for the product. But when I looked at it, I was like, it's 35 for that. And in comparison, Blade and Sorcery, Hell Split, and Everslaught all cost £15.49.
Everslaught is such a great game.
So you've got Legendary Tales, which, yes, is the only one of those four that offers co-op, which is a huge selling point for me.
True.
But £20 more. So I'm kind of waiting to hear some bits from some other people to see how it stacks up. I want to play it. I want to jump in and give it a go. I think me and GT were talking about trying to get in and run around and chop up some skeletons together.
Is it too? Yeah. So all I've actually seen the video. Right, cool. All I've seen from the video so far is skeletons, and that's it.
Too.
Goblins and bats, and then at the end of the trailer, I think there is a boss.
Yeah,
it walks into a room with a big dude.
It looks kind of like something from Silent Hill with a huge guy with a giant blade.
Yeah. Stick the trailer on if you can find it.
Let's stick the trailer on. Let's go.
4-player Dark Souls in VR. Oh my god, I want that so badly. Just seen that in the chat.
Right, so hopefully this is
Here we go.
on. The volume's not too bad.
Because the physics-based interactions are the thing that are really kind of appeals to me as well, because Everslot kind of doesn't have that. It's more of a hack and slash.
I heard, I don't remember where I read it, that this game has physics-based interactions, but not to the point where it makes it as difficult as something like Blade and Sorcery. A little more arcadey than Blade and Sorcery, but not to the point where it's not. You know, it's a little easier to play.
It's got DLSS as well.
Yeah.
See that's a big deal.
Yeah. Did you see that the frame rate like doubled?
Double, yeah.
VR needs that doubling. It so needs the frame rates.
Give me all the DLSS if you can, please.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Cole Slav says it's really hardcore. Enemies are brutal. Even basic skelly boys will wreck you.
So that's the thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm watching it and I'm just thinking, there you go. See, this
is where it comes in.
I didn't know it was 4-player.
Yeah, 4-player is.
We should do a CruCast video.
We should just get in and just start smashing some skeletons up.
Cole Slaver as well makes some excellent Twitter posts on games.
That's the worrying thing. If Cole's saying it's hardcore, I'm like, well, I don't stand a chance. I'm dead already. I'm not even in there.
Oh, you got a chest full of gold.
Mm-hmm.
More?
And as far as I understand, I think that it just said there in the trailer, it's not procedurally generated. It's pre-designed dungeons, which again is refreshing because there are so many roguelike procedurally generated titles out there.
Oh, you got magic.
Yeah, co-op day 1 available now, so yeah, straight away you can jump in with yourself and up to 3 friends.
And you can throw your shield like your Captain America.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Any game that lets me throw a shield like Captain America is immediately a game that I want to play.
It definitely looks very interesting.
It looks, I think for me, an element of my hesitation as well about the price point does come from the fact that we've just had Everslaught and we've just had Hellsweeper. And so it's 3 games on the bounce that all do look very similar. They're kind of that dark fantasy set in a medieval time with swords and magic and shields and fighting skeletons. So
yeah,
part of me is a little bit like, oh, another one. And I'll take as many because I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. But it's I think a timing thing mixed with that price point. But apparently the price is going to go up when it comes out of early access. So I don't know what it's going to go up eventually. It does say on the Steam page the price will go up after early access finishes. I mean, what's Half-Life Alyx cost? Is it a full £50 VR game?
It was I think there was a pre-order thing of like 10% you might have saved, but it should have been £40, I think.
Because there's not a lot of VR games that get that high.
Let's see what it was. What was it? I think it was $59 in US dollars when it launched Half-Life Alyx.
So Colso's put 19 hours into it.
19 hours.
Crazy.
Holy.
And Devil One's in the chat as well, from Arashi Castles of Sin. I think they've just released some PlayStation 5 features for their game.
Patch today, I think. Well, I saw a post about the patch today. I need to go back and jump in since I see that the team's been putting in some serious work. I really like that game. I really, really like the wolf. That was my favorite bit. I love that wolf. I want to go on many adventures with it from now until the end of time.
Okay, so Serial Killer just said Synth Riders has posted something on Twitter saying something's coming on the 16th of this month. The Decepticon and his friends have been in Phasmophobia a lot. DJ's been in the new No Man's Sky update. Do either of you two play No Man's Sky?
I bloody love it, but I'd need to quit my job and get divorced because I don't think
or just not play anything else.
I don't think I'd have enough time to play it. It's such a commitment.
Yeah, it is.
And I jump between games like a madman. So yeah, but when I play it, I'm like, this is amazing.
Nice. Adam Hartzell says Phasmophobia update makes the game scarier.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Does it need to be scarier?
Doesn't need it, does it?
Not really.
Last time we played it, it didn't end well. I don't think we caught a single ghost. I think you died every single time and I ended up hiding in the corner.
Dark Angel just made a great comment. But VR is so dead. Yeah, it's true. There is so many different games. We've got like another 6 trailers to look at if we get around to them. But it is true. But to be fair, there was a lull. It did feel like, what are we doing now? What are we playing? What's coming out? And I think the biggest impact was actually the very first time when the Quest come out. there was like, and big hitting games that were well established games in VR coming to the Quest, and everyone was like, wow, wow, wow. And it was really weird for that to stop. And it stopped for a few weeks, you know, and people were like, is his headset dead? It's almost like you had them drip fed such like a high caliber amount of content that when there was nothing, everyone was like, what's going on? It was really weird. It was really weird.
I'm sure you guys would probably agree. I think like VR is, because it's still so new, because it's still in its infancy, really. We're still waiting for those big like marquee moments that push it forward. And I think for me, in like my lifetime, I think we've seen probably 2 so far, and the next one will probably be PlayStation VR 2. But I'd say that the first kind of big marquee moment, I would say, in my opinion, was the release of the PSVR, the original, because I remember working at a game at that time, and you could walk in and buy an Oculus, you could walk in and buy a Vive for years prior to that point. But as soon as the PSVR came out, everyone was coming in to try it, because we had a little demo pod, and it was like mum's playing it, dad's playing it, kids playing it, granny's playing it, and everyone was excited about this new bit of tech. And that's the first time I was like, VR, it can happen. It you know, it just needs the right people back in it. And then we saw it again with the Quest 2, because I think it's just all about making it easy to get into people's homes. I think people always looked at the Oculus and the Vive and went, that's tough for me to take back home because I don't have the space or the PC. But the PlayStation VR, they were like, well, I've already got a PS4 at home. I can sit on the couch and play Resi 7. That's amazing. I'll do it. Yeah. And then the Quest removed the cables, and it was like, oh, shit, now 300 quid, and I put it on, I can just play wherever I am.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think the next moment we're going to have will be PSVR 2. Even though PS5s are still like rocking horse poop to find. But I do think that will be that next marquee moment for VR that kind of really brings in a whole new audience again, invigorates the market, and we move forward. But
I think it could end up being bigger. I think it could end up being even bigger, you know?
I hope so.
I really do. I mean, it depends on the price point. Same story, pretty much. And I think Matt was the same story as well. PSVR was... But it's almost... When I started the channel, I was a PSVR only channel. But the reason it was a PSVR only channel is because that's all I could afford. It wasn't because I didn't want to do anything else. It wasn't like... It was just I couldn't do anything else because realistically there was no way of doing it. And the same day I tried PSVR, Rift was there, HTC was there. And admittedly PSVR looked like the toy of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looked like the toy version. But when I put the headset on, I was like, dude, this is like amazing. It was just incredible. It was the best thing I'd ever tried. So yeah, and I do think PSVR 2 is going to make things more mainstream than they already are. You know, like as you said before, talking about the Quest, the Facebook thing's probably the biggest dent in the Quest. I can't think of any other things that it doesn't do anything wrong. Really, it's maybe a bit underpowered for some things, but I think for what you get for the price, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the future. I'm exactly the same as you, GT. I mentioned it in videos before, but I was priced out of the VR market. You know, I couldn't afford. Immediately when VR was born, I played it at one of the conventions in the UK, probably EGX.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever tried, and I need one right now, but I can't afford it. And that was like the most depressing moment for me. I was like, okay, well, I need to buy a PC, I need to buy the headset, and I need to somehow find the space to use the thing. So immediately I was just priced out of that market, and I really wanted to be part of it. So when the PSVR came out, I was like, again, I think that was what, $349 at launch?
Someone said to me it was $450 because I thought it was...
It might have been.
Yeah, I couldn't remember because I remember buying that, but I think the $450 in my mind comes from buying a PlayStation Pro as well, because as soon as I saw the Pro and they were talking about Pro patches, I needed to see the difference like massively. So yeah, well, I can't remember.
I can't remember what it came bundled with. I don't think you got the ones when it first came out. You needed to buy those. I think the camera was a separate purchase, possibly. I think it took a while to get to the point where you actually got a pack that gave you everything. So it might have been $349 for the headset, but then there was another 70 quid for the wands, 50 quid for the camera.
Yeah, I don't.
Then you got to buy a game.
I still remember the games I bought. I had Batman Arkham Asylum, which that's something like unforgettable for life, really. Thumper, Job Simulator, because I'd seen probably sadly it's Bradley, but didn't even know it was him playing it, or my daughter had, and she was like, I need to play this game. And obviously you got PSVR Worlds. I think came with it as well.
Oh, that came. Yeah,
I think it came with it.
I think that was
one of the bundles it came with. Yeah, I think the base bundle it might not have come with.
I can't remember.
I just looked it up. It was $349 in the UK, but that didn't come with controllers.
Mm-hmm.
I would have bought everything.
Yeah,
on that day, I would have definitely.
At least that's what it looks like. I think there was 2 different bundles. I think that there was the base bundle that had just what you needed to get it working with the controller, the PS4 controller.
Oh, I remember.
Then you had the second bundle that included Worlds and the
the
what are the wands called? Yeah,
the terrible wands. I can't wait to get rid of them.
The amount of times I've slagged these things off, honestly, is unreal. Like I literally moan about them all the time, but to be fair, they've given me so many great experiences.
Yeah, I slag them off all the time as well, but I've had a great time with them. They've definitely served their purpose.
They really have.
All right, what other trailers we've got to look at? What other games are coming out? What are we excited to play?
So, a little bit of news. I'm sure everyone has enjoyed I Expected to Die 2. Apparently, it grossed over $1 million in revenue in its first week.
Shut up.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, to be fair, it was quite an aggressive push by them on content creators as well. Like, they literally made sure that if there was a channel out there that they covered it.
It was showing it, yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, it is a fantastic game, and everything that was good about the first one seems to just be polished,
amplified,
and and made better.
Oh, that's really good news. I think the more we see developers, VR developers, and VR games breaking that, million in revenue, or breaking so many, we just want to see them succeed, because it just means we're going to get better products in the future, and more products, and then other developers will start looking, going, they just made. Oh, all right, maybe we should do that as well.
Yeah.
My thing with that is that as those developers do better, they step more outside the box. So they do so well in the box, then the next game will be a little bit farther outside the box. And then it just encourages them to put more into it. So like, I'm looking forward to the next game by Shell. I Expected to Die. I like After the Fall. No, is After the Fall? No, that's
Until You Fall.
Until You Fall.
Which you literally do while playing it sometimes. It is exhausting.
Oh, it's exhausting. Yeah, Until You Fall. I love both of those. And the next one, I can't wait to see what it is, but they nailed all the games they put out so far, at least the ones that I've played.
Yeah, for sure.
That
Until You Fall is so good.
Yeah, I love the music in that game as well. So let's take a look at the new Star Wars trailer. But before we dive into that, what are your thoughts on this game? Because this game seems to be like very different opinions on it. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't long. Did you both open a can at exactly the same time?
I think we did.
That's fucking insane. I was like, I think I heard it in stereo. I was like,
we've synced up. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
That was madness. Yeah. So with that game, a lot of people, I think, thought, I want lightsabers, which if you haven't played it, you do get to use one later on. But they didn't feel it was a very Star Warsy game. And personally for me, the jetpack thing seemed quite limiting, because it was just like up. Yeah. And I was like
an elevator.
Yeah, I was like, shut up, man, you've given me a jetpack and I can't fly around with it. Like, it just felt really naughty. But what are your thoughts on the first one?
I'll say my piece real quick, and then I'll let Matt speak, because I know he's probably the biggest Star Wars guy here. For me, I did have a good time with it, but it was criminally short. And I think for a Star Wars is like, so you can go anywhere with Star Wars. It's so far reaching. You could have the most exciting game. You could be piloting shit, especially in VR. You can do so much with it. And I think what they opted to do was quite straightforward. It was a lot of corridors, a lot of shooting, a lot of generic enemies. The shooting was fun. It did feel serviceable. The characters in the canteen were really well voiced, and they felt like they were there. It had a lot of high points, but I think they could have done a lot more with the franchise. I would have liked to see them, a bit like Matt said, go outside the box. It was quite formulaic.
Yeah, I think that I agree. I 100% with that. I think a lot of the reason that is because it was launched right around the time of the Quest 2 for the holidays. So they're trying to pull in the people that were new to VR and give them an experience they can do without requiring too much VR knowledge, which is a negative aspect of having so many new people in VR. It's not a negative. It's just a backwards tracking thing. So those of us that have been playing for VR for a while, We want those
Yeah.
in-depth experiences that don't hold your hand. They let you do pretty much whatever you want, you know. Whereas the people that are new to VR aren't going to notice that because they're just excited to be inside a Star Wars.
Yeah, they're just going to be amazed. They're just going to literally
just happy to be here.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're just going to be absolutely amazed by just being in virtual reality for the first time. So
I enjoyed the game. As a Star Wars game, it was lackluster in my opinion because it didn't really do anything special. The next one, when we watch the trailer, I'm actually more excited for this one because it looks like there's multiple branching storylines with different things you can do, including Jedi stuff, becoming a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
You get to meet IG-88, which is going to be awesome. So I just think it's going to be a lot better of an experience.
Right, let's run the trailer.
Run that trailer. Very professional GT, I must say.
Top secret stuff.
Got this on lockdown.
I find myself in need of a pair of
It's not my first rodeo.
hands that will be well paid.
Anniversary K. F in the chat for your inner beard. I'm not sure what that
We're
means.
not partners, but I'm gonna need your help.
I don't want to be inside me.
You should know. There's no sense in
Ingrown beard.
hiding at this
Ingrown
point.
beard, that'd be awesome.
Right, Matt, tell me who IGF-88 is.
IG-88's you'll see him.
IG-88.
It's a droid. He's got like a tall canister kind of head. You'll see him in just a second. Oh, maybe you won't see him.
No, is that not the right trailer?
It's the wrong trailer. We're not going to see him.
You're not going to see him.
I wanted the trailer with the stormtroopers. Where are the
It's the only trailer.
stormtroopers?
It's the only trailer I found today. Matt, did you send me the right trailer then? And I've picked
I
up
thought
the
that
wrong
I
one.
did. Let me take a look and see.
I might have grabbed the wrong one, but there is a good trailer out there somewhere.
Somewhere on the internet, there's a trailer,
somewhere in
right?
there is a better trailer.
It's got stormtroopers in it and all sorts.
But I am personally really excited for this one, a lot more than I was the first one. I really liked the shotgun as well in the first one. I really enjoyed the weapons. I thought they were really cool.
The droid that got killed in the first episode of Mandalorian. I know
Yes, he's
now.
the same. He's the same style. That was IG.
Oh,
I don't remember what number. That was 33, maybe.
What an
IG
opening!
33?
That was brilliant. Oh,
So
Mandalorian was so good.
so good. I need to catch up on What If. I've not watched all the Marvel What Ifs.
No,
that's
no,
related to
I
Star
haven't
Wars
seen it.
anyway.
Is that the animated ones?
Animated ones.
Yeah, I haven't watched them yet. Are they really
Okay,
good?
IG-11 is the one you're talking about. But yeah, if you have not watched the zombie one they just released on Wednesday, that is insane.
That's the one I'm excited for because I read the Marvel Zombies when it was the graphic novel and I loved it. And I always hope they do like a film or
It's the
cartoon,
bloodiest
so.
cartoon that they've done ever, I think.
It sounds like I need to watch this tomorrow. As soon as well, we've got a couple more trailers. We've got The Rhythm of the Universe. We've got Brink Traveler, Clash of Chefs. Have you seen Eye of the Temple?
Yeah,
I've
You
played
need a 2
it.
by 2 meter space, don't you?
Do you know what though? It is very hard to do as room scale if that's all you've got. I've seen some people do some really Buck, for example, 3131. He does some really good mixed reality videos, and this game is so great. But as a content creator, it's pretty hard in the space I've got to do anything for it. I'm going to attempt it
I can't
again.
do anything.
No, and I want to. I really do want to. I want to support mixed reality more, but it's difficult, especially in a game where you've got to move around the traps. And there's one bit as well where you step on like a stone wheel and you got to physically walk backwards.
Yeah.
To make it go forwards, and it's really clever. Like I think it was Magma.
Yeah.
Magma mentioned in the chat earlier. What was that game? Journey. T for God.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw someone say that in the chat. Yeah.
Have you tried that? Have you tried that, Ben?
I've not tried that. No.
It's brilliant. Like it is, and it's the easiest room scale experience I suggest anyone to try. I think it's on SideQuest still. Don't know if it's on App Lab.
Yeah, it's on SideQuest, not on AppLab. Another one really good one to try if you've never tried it is Traversal. That is on AppLab.
I have tried that.
That's the same idea where you've got generated room, procedurally generated experiences in a small space. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. I just remember T for God, like I watched my own video back and you just look crazy because you're just walking around all these different things. And in the headset, obviously, you get like a lift to nowhere. So you're just standing there like, and in your mind, you're like, yeah, I've just gone up a level. And these stores are all completely different, but they're not.
I love it. Is Eye of the Temple just PC VR or is it Quest?
Just PC.
So that's
That's why I can't play it somewhere. I'd like to go take it somewhere but
Same.
I don't have the room where I am to play it.
Well, this is it. Like, I'm restricted with space. I think most people are. Like, I can free up a decent chunk of space in my house, but not in this room that I record in.
Yeah.
You know, this is my front room. I'll be dragging the sofa out into the street just to free up some extra space. It can be done, but it is tough. But yeah, something like Eye of the Temple really appeals to me, but it's a shame it's not coming to Quest, because then I could just take it down the park and look like a crazy person.
That is... You don't need to do that to be look crazy. So we are going to run out of time because we want to actually watch the PlayStation show together as well, but we can come back to some of these games. So now we are introducing a feature of the show made by our friends over at VR Trend. This is VR Trend's Indie Corner. This is the game they're focusing on this week is from Tab Games, and it's Samurai Slaughterhouse. And what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to mute us. Mute us,
because I'll just talk.
So we'll see you in about 5 minutes. I think it's about 4 or 5 minutes, but it looks really cool. And
I'm excited to watch this.
I hope you all enjoy. Not that. That's Star Wars. But I hope you all enjoy this.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Indie Spotlight. I'm the Bearded Bard from VR Trend Magazine. Today we're going to be taking a look at Samurai Slaughterhouse. This is a PC VR title with hopes down the road of coming to the Quest and the PSVR. We are super excited to talk to you about it, so let's get right to it. Hack slash paint the walls red and repeat. Samurai Slaughterhouse takes place in the Sengoku time period. Think samurai, and it's an open world Metroidvania game set in a black and white manga style with lots and lots of crimson blood. Even though the game is still in early access, I gotta say, we were super impressed with the level of detail in the world. The black and white stylization, mixed with the samurai-themed aesthetics, looked amazing and felt amazing. The combat rewards creativity, stealth, and patience. Emphasis is focused on blocking enemy attacks and following up with precise strikes to send your foes to the afterlife. With the ability to collect many of the weapons scattered around the world, as well as weapons dropped from the enemies, you're never short on weapons to use while dueling your next opponent. And if you get tired of slashing your way through the piles and piles of enemies, Samurai Slaughterhouse makes good use of throwing physics and allows you to throw katanas, spears, shurikens, rocks, and luck cats to land devastating blows to those poor samurai you get in your way. Speaking of enemies, you aren't just fighting endless waves of samurai either. The early access build of the game we played, we encountered a multitude of monsters, including evil flower monsters, giant smiling face monsters, and evil ninja frogs. And this one guy here who we named Greg. Now we have to be honest about the current state of the early access game. This is not a complete game. This is nowhere near a complete game. Currently, it's more of a sandbox version, where you can get a taste of the world and the combat. Fortunately, we got an opportunity to speak with Justin, the developer behind Tab Games, about the future of Samurai Slaughterhouse and the potential RPG elements he teased about, and here's what he had to say. It'll have basic things, like inventory and money that you can spend on things. Enemies will drop resources, which you'll be able to take to NPCs in town to have them craft items for you. The gameplay loop will be similar to classic JRPGs. When you enter a town and interact with NPCs in towns that give out quests or hints to the location of quests, some quests will just give you money, items, or new abilities, and others will advance the story or unlock another quest. Through completing quests, you'll also be able to befriend and recruit NPC allies. You will be able to power up your character to an extent, but it will be similar to Zelda games, where you just unlock abilities and stat increases from completing tasks or certain objectives. Now, this gets us really excited. Quests, power-ups, better weapons, even more ways to create erupting chunky blood volcanoes? Sign us up. To help make the full version of Samurai Slaughterhouse a reality, Tabs Games is opening up a Patreon launch on September 15th. That will give you access to the early access version of the game. Tab Games plans on keeping this early access version of the game updated with plans to release the actual introduction to the game, as well as additional quests a month or so after the launch. The game music is available by looking up Tab Games on Spotify or Apple Music. Please support this game if you'd like to see more of it. Which you do. VR Trend out.
And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed VR Trend's Indie Corner. Let me know if you want to see more of that, because personally I do. I want to see us and other people support more games from the indie community.
I really rated that. That's the first time I've seen it. They did a great job. That was awesome.
Yeah, they did a very good job. I love
Really
indie
cool.
games.
Yeah. If you are interested in Samurai Slaughterhouse, we are going to have a VR after party after this. And Justin, I believe, is in there from Tab Games, and you can talk to him about the game and find out more about it, you know, where it's going. It is early access, so there's going to be lots and lots of stuff happening. So what do you think of the art style? Because for me, the art style's like visually, that's the first pull when you see that.
For me, it's like dream come true. As someone that's a big fan of Afro Samurai, I've forgotten the name of it. I'm trying to say Samurai.
I think you say Afro Thunder from Ready to Rumble.
I just completely forgot the name of it. It was Samuel L. Jackson. I'm pretty sure it is Afro Samurai.
Yeah, Afro Samurai.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Samurai Jack. Like, I just love that kind of. The only color that permeates the landscape is the red. Just that red, dark blood red that splatters across. I think it has a gorgeous art style. The music in it as well is awesome, and I think Justin's made the music himself.
Yeah, the music's really good. Like
it's the thing that grabbed me straight away.
The music's very, very good.
Really good.
So what we're going to do now, because PlayStation Showcase is up there, I want to get it right. I want to make sure everything and everyone in the chat is happy. So any feedback about sound and stuff, because these guys have got to share the sound of the showcase. So I want to make sure everything's right. So let's flip over to events, and hopefully our heads won't be absolutely massive.
It might be.
No, funny, we're good. We're good. It looks all right.
There we go.
Does it look all right? I can't see it.
It looks all right.
Look at that. That was. Oh, look at. We look wicked.
There we go. It looks perfect.
Blowing my own trumpet there.
All right, hold on. There we go.
Why has the PlayStation Showcase got more viewers than us? That's shocking. Get them in here.
Mate, one day it'd be different.
Bring them over.
Sony will bow to me. They go, GT, can we be on your channel?
Hey, look, everyone that's here, I just want to apologise in advance. If they announce a Silent Hill game,
he's gonna scream.
I'm gonna scream like a little. Oh my god, it's gonna be insane. I guess one thing to note here is that Sony have already kind of come out and said that there isn't any VR presence in this show, which is a big shame. Obviously, the biggest draw of us doing this podcast, and I think we want to really focus on is VR. But this is effectively Sony's E3. They didn't have an E3 showing this year, and they've postponed it right to this point. So this could be a big showcase, which is why we wanted to kind of sit and have a look at it. We thought it just links up perfectly with the first episode. So
I think
we all love games. So
and yeah, exactly. And it was one of those things where literally we announced the first episode and they announced this, and I was just like, it gives us an hour of freedom.
You absolute idiots. Like, why, Sony, did you do this?
Yeah, so just to be clear, there is no VR in this show. If you're thinking there is, there isn't. So this,
we spoke about it a little bit before going live. We think there'll probably be a.
You go ahead.
We think that realistically they will do a dedicated show about the VR when they're ready to announce it, and we will be all over that. But I imagine next year, hopefully early on in the year, or at least maybe they will save it to around E3 time, kind of June, and then launch it hopefully for a 2022 Christmas big item at Christmas release. You know, that would make sense to me. We'd be 2 years out from the PS5's release date at that point, so. Yeah, maybe, but I think that'll be huge, and they will do a big chunky presentation, I'm sure.
It's like what you said though when we were talking before, that it's exciting because Sony's view on VR, hopefully what we're seeming to see, is the release of games that are supported by both non-VR and VR at the same time. Almost a platform designed so that they can make games that play perfectly in either way. So my hope is some of the games here, if they're farther out for release, we could potentially see VR support for once they release PSVR 2, even if it's not being announced.
Exactly that.
Yeah, exactly well, didn't they talk about like a hybrid system or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was said to Matt before we went live, I was chatting to a friend in the pub about it the other day, and kind of from what he'd gauged reading things online, it was the roughest comparison I can give is almost Vorpex, but one with a lot more backing, kind of Sony backed version of that can kind of flick on an option to turn a game into a VR mode.
One with better frame rates.
One with better frame rates. But something like that, where you could put on God of War, turn on the VR mode, and it's still God of War. It wouldn't put you in like a first person. You wouldn't have motion controls, but you could experience the game in a virtual environment. So you'd have the 3D, you'd have the sense of scale or depth. That would be absolutely groundbreaking, because then all of a sudden your entire PlayStation, like I could sit and play Bloodborne in VR all day long.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely savage. What are your predictions? Well, you got 2 games. What are the 2 games you think you're going to see today?
Oh, at this?
Yeah.
God of War's 100%, I think. I think at this point, if God of War doesn't show at least a cheeky little teaser with Kratos just saying boy.
Boy,
It'll just go boy, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people saying GTA 6. I think that's... If that happens, the internet will break.
Yeah.
I mean,
The thing is, it's weird. Like, I was looking into some stuff when I went to do the VR version of GTA the other day. Have you seen that? What's the film with Ryan Reynolds recently? Like, Blue Shirt Guy.
Free Guy.
Free Guy, yeah. That game in there kind of reminds me of GTA. A persistent world, like, things are going on, and there's loads of events, and there's real money events, and all that stuff. And I kind of think to myself, it's such a big deal to start a whole new game with a whole, you know what I mean, getting everyone in that new community. But how old is GTA 5?
Honestly, mate, that came out on PS3 and 360.
I was just going to say, I had it on 360.
And they've released it on every console since. It's phenomenal. I'm kind of with you on that. I think at this point, it's going to be really hard for Rockstar to make a new GTA, because they've got this incredible community of people that still play GTA 5 every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're all gagging for new content, and they all want a new game as well.
So who we got? We got Molly Lolly Golly says she will lose her shit if GTA.
If it's
VR.
GTA, yeah.
Hello, Alex. How you doing? Thanks for joining, man. Alex VR, Uncharted VR. Okay.
That would be
I want it. Like, give me that.
Yeah. I would love to see, like, I wouldn't mind seeing another Spider-Man game announced, because I love those ones. A full Spider-Man 2, though, not Miles Morales. I loved Miles Morales, but I'd love to see a sequel.
While we're talking about, like, hypothetical, what about Killzone? What about
I would love to bring Killzone back, yes.
Oh, what was the other one?
Shadow of the Colossi, I would like to see.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus, son. Oh.
You know what I was thinking the other day? I think it was actually Insomniac. Did a tweet with a picture of Resistance 3. Now, Resistance is just kind of like that franchise just disappeared. I really rated that game.
I was just going to say Resistance. I really enjoyed that, and the weapons in it were brilliant.
My worry there is that Insomniac, they've just done Ratchet, but they're also the people who do Spidey. Yeah. So they surely can't have anything ready to go. Spider-Man, if they do, I don't know how they've done it.
Spider-Man was my favourite launch title on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Right, I need
so good.
I need to get this sound right for everyone.
Will GTA 6 or Half-Life 3 come out first? Well, that's kind of the debate's been reset since we got Alex, because I think Half-Life 3. This is just opinion. I think Half-Life 3 kind of isn't a thing anymore. I think whatever we get after Half-Life Alex will be a direct sequel or follow-up to that.
Half-Life Gordon.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Half-Life Gordon.
Like that,
Half-Life Freeman.
One thing that I was trying to go back and look at some of the games I loved from the past and Sony, and one of the things I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to would be the Infamous games, because I really liked the Infamous games. Those were some of the original, like Infamous 1. I remember playing that way back, and that was just so good.
Absolutely loved those games. They were amazing. Although I have really bad association with the second one, because I remember I bought the second one and I had a really bad toothache. So whenever I think about that game now, I think about having a toothache. I stayed up all night playing it, trying to distract myself. But I absolutely love those games. There's a lot of dormant PlayStation franchises they could bring back. Jak and Daxter.
I loved Jak. Jak 2 was one of my favorite games I played on PS2. It was incredible.
Loved those games. Obviously, Ratchet's had that fancy new game, but yeah, Jak could do with one. Someone in the chat said Gran Turismo. It's true, we haven't had a trailer for a while, so that's pretty much a dead cert. I think at this point we'll probably see Gran Turismo. Something from Bend Studios, the guys that did Days Gone. They've got to be working on something. Getting the sound right. GT's like staring off at the sky.
So unfortunately, I can't turn up individual people. They asked for Matt to be a little bit louder.
Oh.
But I think I've got the balance right.
I can hear.
Oh, you got the balance right.
Okay.
Oh, you checking?
I was gonna say I can hear something.
Sorry, you can hear yourself. You can hear me. Yeah. Sorry.
a new Sly Cooper would be good. Test Drive Unlimited. I remember that. I love those games. Driver. I loved Driver.
Do you know what's a game that nobody even talks about anymore? You ever play that game? Was it Stunt Driver? I think it was called. It was about a movie stunt man.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, of course, I remember that. It's gonna start
I got an emulator on my PC and downloaded a ROM of that recently, illegally, because I had a massive craving to play it.
We are not affiliated with him. We are not affiliated with that sort of behavior.
It's like that, and then I loved making movies and all of it that went in behind it when I was younger. So that, and then the scene in Tony Hawk.
Oh, he's done a freeze.
Yeah, that's part of his movie effects he was talking about. Oh, he's back.
He's back. He did a freeze. Something happened in Tony Hawk, but we don't know what it was.
Yeah. What happened, man?
There was a Tony Hawk game. I don't remember which one it was, where you played as a stunt person. And I can't remember which one it was. It was like the last level of the Tony Hawk game, and then I can't remember what it was.
Probably Underground 2. It's probably one of those crazy ones near the end where it wasn't really about skateboarding anymore. It was just about doing mad stuff.
Yeah.
Underground 2 was the one where you had like shopping trolleys and you're riding them around as well. Yeah.
Another game I thought of the other day was ATV Off-Road Fury. Did you ever play that? I love just exploring the maps. We play 2-player and we play hide and seek. And then you'd run into the invisible wall and it would throw you through the air for like a mile. Do you remember that?
I love that stuff. I love glitches. Here we go. We're on.
Yo.
Give me Silent Hill.
Looks like Spider-Man.
It's
maybe?
a city or some sort. Oh my god.
Music doesn't sound like Spider-Man, but it looks like it could be. No, it's not Spider-Man. Oh.
I've turned it up a little bit.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Well, there goes the copyright.
It's gone. We're demonetized now.
Oh, it's a overall. I just saw Kratos in the background, and then there's the Assassin's Creed logo. I think I just saw.
Uncharted.
Overall.
Yeah. Pac-Man. With the creepy eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just like a kind of an overview of their products.
Yeah, it must be.
PlayStation is so fucking cool.
They are pretty fucking cool. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of God of War stuff. And motorbikes. What could that be? Maybe Motorstorm's coming back.
Helicopter.
What's with all the chess as well? It's a lot of chess stuff. King and the Queen, innit?
Royal Rumble, wasn't that a game?
Everyone's really hyped for like massive titles, but you're going to get PS5 chess.
I'm not gonna lie, if they made a chess game but all the chess pieces were like their characters, like Kratos and stuff, I'd play the hell out of that.
Oh god.
That looks like the Matrix lobby we were talking about earlier.
It is the Matrix lobby, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a king and a queen and another king and a car.
Mercedes.
I've seen that concept car before.
Oh no, it's definitely a chess game. PlayStation All-Stars Chess.
PlayStation Checkmate Xbox or something.
We bought Halo. It's ours now.
Imagine how much money it costs to put this together, all this live action set pieces and everything.
Just a ridiculous amount. Costumes are insane as well. They're all wearing like the PlayStation X circle, square, triangle stuff.
Oh, instituted.
She's done it. Checkmate.
Oh, there's
Aloy.
That's just a show-off ad, isn't it? It's really cool.
Look how much money we've got.
Yeah.
Loads of it.
They've been buying their own PlayStations and then pretending to sell them elsewhere for more money, to make more money.
That's why they're out of stock. You know, I want just like a full-length Astrobot.
President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And welcome to the PlayStation Showcase.
Thank you, Jim.
At PlayStation, we believe in pushing boundaries and setting the benchmark for creativity and excellence in entertainment. We always love the opportunity to speak directly with our community. The new technology in PS5 enables development teams to build more exciting, immersive, and compelling worlds. showcasing their
Horizon
creative
looks
vision as
amazing.
storytellers.
Too amazing.
We've never been
Doesn't
more
look real,
grateful
does it?
for the PlayStation community. So thank you for allowing us time to share some significant updates and brand new content. So without further ado, let's look at some new and amazing games.
Let's do it, Jim.
Jack me in, Jim.
Here we go. Sony Interactive Entertainment presents
Oh.
Lucasfilm.
Calm
Star
down,
Wars.
calm down, Matt.
Or it could be something else.
ASP. What
Peace
have they
is a
done?
lie.
Indiana Jones? Are they making an Indiana Jones
That
game?
is what the Sith believe.
Sith. Okay, it's Star Wars.
They promised
Oh,
power.
hell yeah.
Now they wield it.
Oh, please be something.
We face
I
the
think I have an
greatest
idea what it
Sith
could
in
be, maybe.
generations.
Ooh.
They must be
Is it
stopped.
is it Knights of the Republic 3? That would be insane.
Oh
Yes!
my god!
Oh, it's a remake!
Oh,
Yes!
remake.
Oh, I used to love that.
Yes, I love those games.
Yeah, that came
Oh
out
my
of that,
word.
It came out of left field.
PS5. Can you imagine playing that game on
Shit.
PS5?
I never would have guessed that one. Not in a million years.
That's the
Oh.
opener.
That's quality.
That's the
My
opener.
word. I'll be playing that one for sure. I hope they let us play that in VR someday on PSVR too.
Cool, I'm well excited now. Oh, I need to calm
I know.
down. I need to calm down.
You're
Is
going
that,
big straight off the bat.
is that full sugar Coke you're drinking there, Ben?
Mm.
You lucky soul.
And it's like 9:05. I'm not sleeping tonight.
Bayonet?
Well,
No, it's
I
not.
don't know. She hasn't got the shoes, kind of thing. I don't know.
It's good angle. What the hell is this?
Look at that fist thing she was using.
Whoa. Whoa, boy.
I don't know what it is, but I want it.
She's in space.
Looks like an anime in a game. Looks
Yeah.
crazy.
Jesus. She should definitely be dead.
What,
What the hell?
That was a transition, wasn't it?
I was going to do the voiceover for the subtitles.
It does look very it won't be Bayonetta, obviously, but it does look kind of very Bayonetta, Devil May Cry-esque.
Could be in that series, maybe.
여긴 지하철역이야. 사람들을 태우고 거미줄처럼 도시를 누비던 교통수단이지. 뭐 다 지난 얘기지만 말이야.
Oh yeah, I want that. That looks cool. I want to chop up weird little squids.
I've got to say, I love her shiny bum.
Eve.
Is it
Parasite
Eve?
Eve?
Parasite
yeah,
Eve,
Parasite
yeah.
Eve. Yeah, that's what they just said, Eve, and then it says something about a parasite.
When was
That
the
would be
last
a-
ParasiteEve game?
PS1, wasn't it? Or was it PS2? This is very different than the other Parasite Eve game, though.
Cold stuff. I was thinking those as well.
Parasite Eve
thought it
originally
was
came out
near.
in 1998.
Yeah.
이브 조심해. 전방에서 뭔가가
What the world?
문 무너지겠어.
I've got vibes from all different games watching this. Like,
Yeah.
bit of
Monster
Devil May
Hunter now, isn't
Cry,
it?
a bit
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Some freaky looking monsters in this.
of... Oh, man. Look at that hammer.
It looks super slick.
It does.
Oh my god.
Dead
it's
Space.
now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, what? What the hell, man?
Now he's got a skateboarding
It's
game.
crazy. Whatever it is, it looks quite far along in development because they're showing a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right, Parasite Eve.
that's the case, they went a very different direction with the series.
Mate, I literally thought to myself, this game should be a bit more gory, and then that happened.
Project Eve.
Yeah.
Surely it's a. God, that's oh. That skull helmet is wicked.
That is sick.
Okay, Project Eve.
Oh.
2K.
2K.
Borderlands, innit? Tiny Tina.
Dragon Lord.
Is it Borderlands set in the past?
Fools! Your party of heroes can't stop me.
Who's ready to rickety roleplay? Spoiler? It's you, baby.
It's like a D&D Borderlands game.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks very cool. I love the graphic style of Borderlands.
The music's brilliant. Is that your best kawaii face?
I think
love
so.
it. Oh yeah, that looks great.
This
It
looks
does
even
look
farther
really
out there than
good.
the original Borderlands.
Yeah. Just the environments are really bright. All right.
What's
going on? Guns in a fantasy world, and I am just so glad you asked because shut up your face and get shooting!
This looks brilliant.
I need to sit and play through Borderlands 3. I finished the other two, but I never finished 3.
Did you do Borderlands 2 in VR, Ben? Yeah, it's good. I love that.
I got it recently. It was in a humble bundle.
Yeah,
I was gutted that it wasn't co-op though. Such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, everyone said that. It was really good on PSVR with the aim controller. But yeah, co-op would have made it. You'd have played it for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, this looks really good actually.
I'm in.
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Very cool.
Yep. So it's Borderlands series, but
Credit scene here. This ain't no super duper hero movie.
Wonderlands. That's a cool pivot.
Yeah, definitely. Moving away from the Borderlands title.
Yeah.
I love all these like nice, like high quality, nicely produced bits in between the trailers. Which makes the whole thing feel really fancy.
It does.
They'll say God of War.
Still waiting for another Soul Calibur game. I like Soul Calibur.
Oh, I love Soul Calibur.
But I've never really liked any of the newer ones.
Been a pretty big deal.
Experience.
Jeez, the graphics on that look amazing.
You're getting out of the city, Homer.
Cat.
Promise
That cat.
that summer loves cats.
What about Stray? I'm still waiting for Stray.
I know. I was just gonna say that.
That looked really cool.
Can't wait for Stray.
Clean air, bright skies.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, that was weird.
The actual. Whoa, wait, stop!
Hmm.
Whoa. Okay.
That was
Modern timey lady pulled back in time to fantasy magic land.
Africa.
Who's there?
And technically not Earth. Well, not what you would call Earth anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself!
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm. Oh, hello, yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth.
Whoa, that's
I'm
beautiful.
seeing
That looks
freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking
amazing.
to a cop. Did I
This
just
looks
do that?
cool already.
Wait.
I just moved shit with my freaking mind.
Is this?
Yeah, okay, that is.
Do you remember the
something.
tech
Yeah,
demo
I
they
was gonna
showed?
say that. Yeah,
Jacked
that
up
this
beats?
must be
I'll
the
probably fly next.
new iteration of that.
Nay,
because they had that tech demo and it was basically this, wasn't it? She was jumping around at high speed. And...
Different character models and stuff.
Yeah, her voice is so familiar to me.
Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. Special. You're the one that's planning on.
Yeah, like look at this, just like a big superhero game.
Yeah.
Crazy open world superhero game.
Most formidable of all the Taunters. You will be doing our land a great
I love the particle effects the PlayStation 5 is capable of.
Same. I think I noticed them the most when I was playing Returnal.
Oh.
Just looked stunning in that game.
You know, water.
Or spoken.
I think that is the same thing.
I think you're right, yeah. As soon as you started jumping around, I was like, yeah, this looks like that tech demo.
Name for a demon. I am the one you seek. The one and only Tanta Sila.
Tanta Sila.
Oh!
That got hurt.
2022 is looking more and more ridiculously stacked.
And expensive.
Yeah, I'm going to be really poor next year.
Team Rainbow has been the shield.
Rainbow?
Against the worst
Rainbow Six?
Yeah, said Team Rainbow.
Hostage situations. Biological
I think it's the... I don't think they've released it yet, but aren't they still teasing the extractions mode or something? It's like a zombie type mode. Looks very similar to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, zombies.
Our world has ever known.
It's like Army of the Dead kind of thing, but this
Rainbow
guy.
Six.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I think it's a cool concept though, because if you still got all the Rainbow Six gadgets and you can still breach the walls and breach the doors and come in through the ceiling, but you've got zombies.
Those aren't traditional zombies either.
Looks like Groot.
Yeah, it does. I thought he was going to shove his gun up that guy's rear end.
It's a family show, man. They can't do that.
If we want a shot at tomorrow,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
we will move as one.
I think Rainbow is one of the only kind of like competitive flat games that I really wish I was good at, but I'm not. I'm absolutely shocking at it.
My boy's absolutely brilliant at it. He loves it. He loves Rainbow. I've watched him play.
And a couple of friends got completely addicted to it, and I just tried to play with them, and I was just dragging them down.
Together,
I'm awful at it.
Yeah, I can't. I wish I was good, but I'm just not.
Together, we fight for our future. And no one will be left behind.
That does look cool, though. Yeah, I like looking at that.
Magnus says, why do all these games have melee fighting and killing creatures? Because I think that's what people want at the moment. They want to...
It's a lot of like hand-to-hand or sword-to-creature combat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember Prototype?
I think so. The name rings a bell.
Played as a dude and like your arms were like
yeah.
big swords and you can upgrade them and stuff.
There was like 100 copies in CEX constantly.
Always. Thousands of them.
Yeah.
The P section was just that.
It's coming.
Alan Wake! No, I thought Alan Wake was on Xbox.
Go out in the dark.
It's the remaster.
Stay in the light.
Oh,
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive.
Yep.
Ran into one on the ferry. Famous
Yeah,
artist
it's
no less.
It's going to be great.
Alice? Alice? My wife Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wick.
Last night I woke up to a nightmare. I was missing a week.
Love this game.
What had happened to me? I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it.
It is a good game.
I could save myself. I could save Alice.
It's one of them mad things, like you can tell in the trailer that obviously the frame rate's a lot higher, but I remember the game looking like this anyway because it's been so long since I played it.
You remastered it in your mind. It does look exactly as I remember it.
I guarantee if I went to boot it back up now, it wouldn't look like this. But that's how I remember it.
Yeah.
The frame rate looks really nice, really high.
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, it's really soon.
October
5th. That's less than a month.
It's a good Halloween game.
It's a great Halloween game, yeah.
Here's GTA 5.
Hey, it's 6 though, is it?
What's up?
I don't think it's had the PS5 update yet.
So
I
think it just said about improved graphics.
Yeah, it must be what this is.
I gotta run now, okay? Alright,
It is a wicked game. I do get why it's still so popular.
I got it on the Series X. Does it come in Game Pass?
Yeah. I think I've bought it on everything I've owned. I've had it on 360, got it on the PC, and I rebought it when it came out next gen.
I think we're gonna literally make out like bandits on it.
Also experience Grand Theft Auto Online.
Grand Theft Auto in VR.
In VR. Oh.
I was hoping. I was like, come on.
Still hoping for that Red Dead 1 remaster. So they can put it on PC. Because it never launched on PC. Zombie
That
game.
sounds creepy.
Oh, is this
The Darkness?
No, Piss.
Oh.
I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, it's that one that they showed when they first did PS5 showcase.
It was the team behind Evil Within.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, they're good games.
I thought originally it was a Bethesda Studios product.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
God, it was wicked. So creepy. I cannot remember the name of this.
People always decry the truth when forced to face it. Still your fear. I will be her salvation.
Mari.
The time is now.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
The world rests on the precipice of transformation.
These trailers are so cool.
Just gets you hyped, in it. Like all these events would just get me excited. Like
A new
I just want to run out and buy all these new games.
This looks really good.
Mm.
I remember just wanting to buy a game because of the box art. There was no trailers. Sega Master System box art.
What was the Mickey Mouse one on Sega Master System I used to really like?
Castle of Illusion.
Castle of
I love
Illusion.
that game. I love the remake too. I've played through it several times.
I don't think I played the remake.
Oh,
Marvel, Spider-Man. Come on, please be Spider-Man.
Do you think it'll be Spider-Man so soon? I'm not sure.
Oh, it's Avengers content.
Guardians?
Oh, Guardians.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
You came here seeking.
I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, me neither.
The matriarch.
I love Marvel. I love Guardians. But
Did you like the Avengers game?
United
No.
in the light of
Yeah,
belief.
I didn't care for
All
it.
suffering, all
Like,
grief
they
will
don't even
end.
look like the characters.
apparently the Black Panther thing was pretty good, but
Yeah.
They don't look like the characters. Yeah, you're right. It's weird.
What's wrong
I
with
mean, I
your-
know the movies are different, but they don't even look like some of the comic book iterations I've seen.
Cease this at once.
Cosmo! How you doing, buddy?
Cosmo, that's pretty cool.
that's cool.
During that ritual with the priests, they kept talking about a promise.
It was like they were drinking funky juice or something.
Or joined the cult.
So let us investigate for you.
Always catch Peter Quill, and not fun kind with Bob.
Hey, World Mind, long time
How's it
no
Novacore?
see.
The current probability of defeating
The Universal Church of Truth is
0.3%.
Is that bad? It sounds bad.
It is.
I hope you've got one hell of a speech plan, Peter.
That makes two of us.
Fortunately, even the voice feels off.
Follow me!
Doesn't match what I'd imagine. So the game looks like it could be cool.
It's so difficult in a time where we've got the films that are so.
I know.
That's what people know. It's what people are.
The
so
other thing
attached to.
is, most of the games we've just watched
By rejecting the
look like a better
promise,
version of this.
you have
A little bit.
proven
Yeah.
yourselves unworthy, and you must
You're not
be
wrong.
destroyed.
It's the Tomb Raider guys, isn't it? It's the team that made the most recent Tomb Raider trilogy, and the Tomb Raider games were great. They were really, really good.
That was completely intentional. The Milano's on her way. Thanks, bud.
I don't know.
It looks cool, but I'll probably at the moment I wouldn't buy it personally.
What's this?
Oh, this is that. I think this is out on PC at the moment as well, or it's in beta. It's like Bloodlines or Blood something. It's like an online.
Oh, it's the vampires.
Vampire thing. Bloodlines, yeah. Like not. It's not the Masquerade one. It's the
No, yeah.
multiplayer one, but I think it's out in beta at the moment.
World of Darkness, right? Isn't it World of Darkness Vampire or something like that?
Part of that universe, yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Run around, shoot people. What more could you want from a video game?
Blood Hunt.
Blood Hunt.
I think this one's a different one. Oh, you play as humans hunting them too, it looks like. Lots of different factions you can play as, it looks like.
A lot of these kind of like PvP, PvE shooters, multiplayer ones.
Yeah, that one.
So many of them
last
don't.
one.
So many of them don't stick. Ooh. Oh, Deathloop! I'm so hyped for this game.
Yeah.
But I've seen tons of trailers, so I don't need to see any more at this point. It's out next week.
Oh, is it next week?
It's next week. It's next Tuesday. It looks wicked though.
The Visionaries. 8 geniuses who painted up a prison and named it Freedom. Locked us all in one repeating day. Their eternity. An endless party that you can never leave.
I am a storm rolling. Round and round we shall go.
Places supposed to be unforgettable. A bunch of spaced out science nerds, brainwashed cultists flinging bombs, whatever these guys are doing, all spewing Eon's bullshit. So how come I don't remember shit? This Party Island hangover is none my thing. My thing
What is that?
is answers. Who are these people? What do they want with
That
me?
was cool.
And why is she always one step ahead? Come on, Colt. You gotta put this together.
I think my only problem with these games is they give you so many tools to do things, and I'm really like unimaginative, so I'll just shoot everyone with my gun.
And some jackass wrecked every plane out here. Is this a contest for them? Some type of
Was you guys fans of Dishonored?
Does anybody
Yeah.
Love Dishonored.
Yeah. The first one blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Arcane. The only game they made, I think they made it, I couldn't fully get into was the newest Prey.
Yeah, same. I like the old Prey on Xbox back in the day.
I like the new one, but I always get to a point and I stop playing it. I'm like, I can't push past a certain point for some reason. I think I've tried to play it 3 times.
I love the transition of that original game. Transitioning from the bar up into the ship.
Such a cool moment.
This looks so inventive.
Yeah, just the way you can kill people is just absolutely bonkers. I think the whole game's built around replayability, so that they're trying to give you a big toolkit of stuff to use. Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
5 days.
They've done about 1 million trailers for it. Right.
Oh. Sounds creepy already. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, mate, I don't know how many times I've seen that in the PlayStation chat. FNAF, FNAF, FNAF. GTA 6 and FNAF. That looks like a Dead Space. No.
hell is that?
Among Us?
What?
What did that say? I mean, I'm interested. What?
I don't know what that was.
Don't tell them too much.
Don't tell them anything.
Yeah.
Something about Radiohead. All right. 10 minutes left. They've got to pull out the big ones now. Have to. No choice. Don't know what this is.
I was just going to say, sometimes you you get that bit in the middle and stuff, don't you? That
the lull.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, this looks like a me game. I play a lot of these kind of games.
Wow, it looks really good actually, visually. Whoa, that's different.
What the hell?
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
very cool.
Whoa.
Oh, the transition.
That was cool.
There was a Battlefield that did that. Like, as you went across different soldiers and stuff. I can't remember what one it was, but it was so cool.
Whoa. Man, the lighting in this is really good.
This looks very.
Oh, I love this. This looks brilliant.
They
Sometimes
start.
the simplest games are the craziest ones.
Yeah, they start it all out like you're going to be able to like a guitar playing game, and then it looks like Zelda and a few other.
Then
bits.
you're a seagull all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
What have to play this one? Whoa, city now.
Someone put Goal Simulator.
There's a pigeon simulator that I played fairly recently, actually.
Sexy bicycle.
Oh, you can play with a crab.
Affectionate
Brilliant.
crabs.
Game of the
you
year.
just don't see enough emotion from crabs. I think
You
that's
don't.
great.
Just walk sideways, pinching. That's all they do.
We need that.
8 minutes, and now they've got to pull out the big boys. Like, here come the big
They've
ones.
got enough time for 2 or 3 more big ones if they did it right. Maybe
Or just 8 solid minutes of God of War gameplay.
Always the studios.
Uncharted.
Pirate treasure of all time is within our grasp.
Remastered.
Yeah, it must be.
Do you reckon it's the whole collection?
Oh, it is a
Yep.
whole collection. Yep.
I'd buy it again.
I would.
Same.
It's the whole
Yeah.
thing, including the newest one.
What was the one across the city tops? And was it number 2? Number 3? Oh, I don't know. One of them was incredible. Well,
The third one had a really cool sequence.
They're all very cool, but
Yeah. I even liked the ones on PSP.
yeah, same. Well, how many was on there? I've played
Was there only one, maybe? I think
Golden
there might have
Abyss. I think it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love my Vita.
The first one. If this is, it is all of them, isn't it?
Out of all of these, the first one is the one I want to play remastered most.
It's really hard to play now.
It's
It's
the
really
oldest.
dated.
Yeah.
So that did appear to be the whole trilogy.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Dom T02 says he has them all. He's not buying again. I say you are lying, sir.
Keep telling
You're
yourself.
lying
that.
is to yourself.
Studios at its heart is a diverse
You'll do it.
and passionate group of storytellers. At our collective
Wonder if
of
that's
AAA
it.
studios all across
Nah,
the
they
globe.
got to have something
Everything
else.
we do is driven and inspired by storytelling.
This is a big
As
one.
creators, PlayStation 5 gives us the opportunity to push the boundaries of storytelling.
They're going to announce the
even further.
PlayStation 6.
Our world-class development teams at
It's out
PlayStation
tomorrow.
Studios have already delivered such incredible gaming
If you can find
experiences for PS5, and we're only just getting started. As you'll see today with the lineup
Oh,
of
Gran
exclusive games
Turismo.
coming for PlayStation Studios, we're going to continue
That'll be
to
amazing
drive
when they get the VR
innovation,
going.
advance gaming, while always embracing the legacy of PlayStation and creating games that matter, games that you're not going to find anywhere else. Enjoy.
Oh, here we go. What's this?
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
PlayStation
Long pause.
5
It's gotta be
Pro.
something big.
Finish strong.
Oh,
Insomniac. Spider-Man? No.
Or Resistance.
Yep, Spider-Man. Gotta be.
you think it's Spider-Man?
Marvel. Oh, wait a second. What is this? Maybe it's the Punisher or something.
I
That'd be
can't
awesome.
see him doing Spider-Man already.
Looks like the Punisher, maybe?
a Wolverine.
Wolverine.
No.
It's gotta be Wolverine. It's gotta be. Please tell me it's a Wolverine movie.
This geezer's a right idiot.
Oh,
what an
this is
idiot.
Wolverine.
Look at his knuckles.
It is.
Yeah.
Gotta
Do
be.
it, do
Oh,
it.
yes. Wolverine in the same universe as Spider-Man. Yes.
Oh,
Dude,
so-
by Insomniac, that's going to be sick.
Oh, my
I
word.
wouldn't have
love
cared
this
if it was
Spider-Man
anyone
movie.
else, I don't think. That is-
Oh, here we go. Here's another one.
I want that.
My word, I can't wait for that one out.
Oh, it's Gran Turismo.
Yep.
Here they go. They're like, here come the
They're
big
gonna hit a
names.
whole bunch really fast.
I hope this has VR as well. You should have.
I think they'll add it once the headset launches.
Imagine if they just mentioned at the end supporting PSVR 2 at launch.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
They could just throw that in there.
One
Right?
line of text.
The thing is, Gran Turismo on PSVR is actually really good. It's just, it's single player. There's no online.
No.
It's just time trials or some shit. And that was the only thing. But it's still really good looking.
Mm.
I've always
What's
loved
the
Gran
release
Turismo
date?
trailers. I hope this dying music turns into some sort of uplifting music at some point.
Give us some pumping.
It's gonna tell us that the game died.
We couldn't finish it. We
Look
just
how
gave
beautiful
up.
This is what you could have had.
This is what we did make.
Isn't that crazy? Having played the original Gran Turismo to now, the difference between the two of them.
Doesn't feel like it's been that long.
No.
Here we go.
There you go, GT. There's your upbeat music.
This is the bit I'm going to keep replaying over and over again, probably later on.
Oh my god, I'm excited about it.
I'll share my favourite Gran Turismo trailer in the Discord later.
What's that?
Oh, it looks like it could be like a, I don't know. Look at the customization.
Oh, I think, do you know one of the things Forza had was a marketplace that you could sell skins and shit like that?
I love that.
Oh, look at that photography mode.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, look at that. Oh my word. You could literally sink hundreds of hours into this.
Just fill in your garage for your
Yeah,
favourite cars.
exactly.
Yeah, it does look stunning.
My word.
Oh my god, the customization stuff's back, isn't it? All the engines and everything.
Well, for us, like, I remember when GT first came out. I remember that.
Me too. Did it have 2 discs?
The first one, I don't think
One of them did.
so. Yeah, Gran Turismo 2 did, and it smelled of burnt rubber.
Yeah, that's right.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, the Calsonic Supra. Oh.
The game itself makes me excited, but just thinking of being able to be inside of one of these in a PSVR 2 makes me more excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's got to have support when it's released.
Don't get me, like, this looks great, really good, but it shows you how good the last 3 have looked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that isn't like bonkers over the top. Admittedly, in the car it is in the gameplay.
Yeah.
But the replays have always looked good.
Cal's Diner. What's that from?
Oh, I'm hungry.
For as long as I can remember.
Infamous.
Oh, I was just thinking Infamous.
I was just going to say
But that's
that.
Insomniac, isn't it?
No, it's
Oh,
Spider-Man. We're getting a new Spider-Man too?
What?
Holy crap, Insomniac's gone nuts.
Is this a Marvel fighting game or some shit? What?
Or is it a
Maybe it's not
multiplayer
Insomniac.
one?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
Marvel, is it Alliance or?
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance, is that what it's called? Maybe it's not. It is the two. It's the suit from the game, and that's the two together.
It's a
so
Spider-Verse
it is-
game.
That's the new villain right there, I bet you. Who is it? Venom?
Doc. Oh.
Dude, when Doc revealed himself in a trailer.
It's Venom! It is Venom!
Oh, it's
my
a
word,
Venom
look at it.
game. Is it a Venom? Yeah, it's a Venom game then, not a Spider-Man game. Oh,
Spider-Man 2, it is
shit,
Spider-Man 2.
man.
Insomniac must have multiple studios at this point.
Oh, 2023, holy.
Yeah, Wolverine
Still,
didn't even
though.
have that, so I think Wolverine's
No.
probably like...
Yeah.
God,
3,
I
4
love
years.
Spider-Man. I was kind of gutted when I finished Spider-Man.
So that's them bringing Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
You must be able to play as both
together to fight Venom.
I kind of excited thinking of a Venom game though.
I wonder if you can get the Venom suit in the game.
That could be cool. Have you tried that
another one?
This has got to be the last thing, and it's got to be God of War.
Yep, it is God of War.
Son.
What if he's just going to say exactly that one line?
Just say the line.
I want to say it.
There he is.
Beautiful. It just looks amazing.
The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok.
Got the fur.
War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those
he looks way older.
To war with Asgard.
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
We do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere.
Man alive, look at the gameplay.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war of these lands, who is dead?
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't.
That is beautiful.
If he's out there, we gotta
And you're looking at it on a 1080p stream, like when you see it in like your 4K HDR screens, man.
Stop Ragnarok to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
Same with this. Like, the original God of War was amazing, but look how far it's come since then, and it hasn't even been that long.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment.
Another game I loved on the PSP.
So good.
Chains of Olympus was pretty good.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, that was the Bifrost, wasn't it? Teleporting that guy in.
Yep.
This is another game though that you need to play quite often to keep on the combos and.
Panic is nothing.
Muscle memory.
Let it serve you.
Tyr!
Are you coming with us?
Whoa.
It's a big dude. Right.
Holy hell.
Get your answer soon enough. Well, some of them.
Boy, he just makes me realise my beard's not actually that great.
Oh man, Sony are going all out.
More updates on what?
Huh?
It says counting
It's not
down, right?
finished by the looks of it.
What?
Oh, it must be an overall trailer for everything that was announced.
Yeah?
Oh.
Or is it just looping?
Watch your eyes, guys. Or just watch them like through your really small eyes. Like that.
Unbelievable. Yes, yes, inconceivable.
Yeah, it's a
Just like
montage.
an overall thing.
Oh, that was pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah. I mean,
Look at that. I love the Iron Spider suit that he was just showing.
So good. I think if you look at what, and I don't want to play like the console war game, but if you just look at what Sony are putting together, it's absolutely insane, the offering they've got in terms of like first party titles. Because obviously in this showcase they didn't show Horizon because they didn't need to, but they've got that as well as all this stuff. And when you compare that to what Xbox have kind of laid out over the past year, it's pretty much just Halo.
I think I was just going to say that there's only one game. Though there was actually, I think in general on Xbox at one stage, there was only 3 franchises I was interested in. That was Gears of War, Forza, and Halo. And you do get to a point of thinking, is it worth owning a system for 3 exclusives?
games.
They are great exclusives though. They're like incredible, but PlayStation's got like quite a few.
A lot of those, though, when you think about the fact that they release on PC as well, depending on which games you're talking about.
Well, this is it. Yeah, most of them are going to come to Game Pass on PC, and if you've got a PC, you'll be able to play Halo, you'll be able to play Forza, you'll be able to play them. So, yeah, that was good. I think it's just going to be a weird like after show thing now.
Yeah.
GT7 is coming in March.
Very cool.
Well, that makes me excited.
It does. It's not VR, but it's still very, very exciting.
What we're doing with GT7 is
oh my god! I think I'd probably say, despite the kind of, I didn't get the weird kind of crazy out there things that I wanted to be announced that I kind of knew in my heart of hearts weren't going to get announced.
Dude, when you show Star Wars Republic, that is that's massive, really. There's
Star Wars, God of War, Gran Turismo, Spidey, Wolverine, like just that, and there would have been more in there that I've forgotten already. That Parasite Eve game looked great. The 6 games right there that all looked solid. The weird one about turning into a seagull, fantastic. Day one purchase for me. That's a solid show. That's a solid showing.
A new one that was the tech demo turned into a full game.
Yeah,
that looks good.
I mean, I think if you're gonna have a console right now, me personally, if someone said to me, you can only have one thing, one console, I think PlayStation's the smart decision right now. They've got so many good first-party games and pieces of content. Plus, they're obviously supporting the VR and the future of VR. So I just think that they're doing a lot to actually push they're doing enough to evolve and change, whereas Xbox don't feel like they're doing enough for me anyway. And I'm a big Xbox fanboy. I've always been an Xbox fanboy. I've had a big chunk of that.
Sorry about
that. I'm just what were you chasing?
Oh, I don't know. It was like a flying bug thing. So yeah, we're back to the main show now. Thank you everyone for watching that. We just wanted to see it.
We just wanted to see it with our own 2 eyes.
We wanted to see what the hell was going on.
With our own 6 eyes.
Yeah, so talking about stuff we're looking forward to, I think everyone's looking forward to the Aftershock update for Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, without a doubt. And the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, talking about blockbuster titles and stuff. There's obviously people out there who still haven't experienced VR and still haven't experienced this game. It is one of the best virtual reality games, and as far as I know, Aftershock is a pretty big update.
It seems like, from what I've heard, it's pretty substantial.
Yeah,
post-campaign content as well. So I assume that tagline is kind of hinting at make sure you finished the game.
Yeah, which is a worry for. Well, what version I've completed it on? My Quest one got corrupted when it tried to install an update, so I won't be playing it directly on Quest. Yeah,
you got 2 weeks. Just speed run it.
Yeah, you can do it like I don't know. Someone's told me
it's quite a long game.
Yeah, I know some people do it very quickly.
You did it in what, 12 hours? I think 10, 12 hours. GT.
I think my first play. I think the second time I played it, I done it in about 8 or 9.
Okay, yeah.
So
someone in the comments just made a good point. Arcanian VR about flat screen games. They have great stories but repetitive gameplay. I wish they had this level of story in VR games. And I think that is the key. I think that's the thing that's kind of holding a lot of VR games back right now is the lack. Because you look at all them trailers that just played out there and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what happens in these games.
Yeah.
VR games don't get that level of kind of in-depth stories that kind of really pull you into the world. I feel more immersed in a VR game, hands down.
Oh yeah,
you don't get that story thread pulling you through.
Do you know why? I think it's because there's smaller developer studios and there's not as much budget, and they're not going to make as much money. So it's
100% why. I mean, if you're a team of, I don't know how many people are on this team. You got 5 or 10
Some of them are
making
2,
this game, or 2 is exactly it. You're going to prioritize, the mechanics, the experience, and the polish over. I guess that making it a longer game, and it's going to. The budgets are going to spiral out of control. Plus, I don't think we'll see that until we get the big developers in.
Yeah. Plus, I think that even with smaller studios working on story-based games, it takes a lot longer to do a story-based game. And then you add to the fact that it's a VR game, which tends to take longer anyways than a traditional game in some way, depending on how you're doing it. I think that we probably have a lot of story games in the works now that VR has got to the point where it might support that, or it could be supporting that in the future. But up until a couple of years ago, we had PlayStation VR, which did leaps and bounds for VR, but it wasn't we've seen massive growth so much over the past couple of years that there really wasn't a market for story-based games as much up until the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you think about the fact that people could be working on games, it could take 2 or 3 years to make a game. You got to write the game, script it. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into a story-based game than,
Sandbox,
Beat Saber
just
or
like chuck
Sandbox.
people in
Right,
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I think that raises a good point as well, because as soon as you set a player loose in a VR world where they can touch and interact with everything, you have to then script the cause and the reaction for me doing things.
Mm-hmm.
When I play Red Dead, you can do a lot in that world. You can pick things up, throw it around. People will notice that you're doing that. You'd have to script in so many more possibilities for VR because people will just go crazy with it the second they can.
Yeah, that's because when you're in VR, you feel like you should be able to interact with things you wouldn't normally notice in a flat game. So you're going to walk into a room and you've got to get a key out of the drawer, but you're going to search everything in that room. You're going to pick up the lamp in the room. You're going to, everything just to find that. So I think story games are much more challenging in VR to push the player in the right direction in a way that's not going to feel like they're locking you on a single path, because you need to have some freedom in VR like you can't have in a traditional flat game.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Arcanian just said Vertigo, which is an absolutely brilliant first person. Was made by one guy.
I absolutely agree. I think that's probably one of the very best examples of a story, a solid story, and
the remaster. Have you done the remaster? That is,
and it didn't feel like it was.
That was epic.
Holding your hand or pulling you.
No.
You still felt like you had an element of freedom. But I think we do have lots of good examples of those kind of story-driven games. Half-Life Alyx is stunning. Saints and Sinners is fantastic. Yeah, they're right. Vertigo and hopefully Vertigo 2 when that launches, again, fantastic. Yeah. Plus, there are some hidden gems on the Oculus Store. I always forget the name of it, but the game that Insomniac made. You play as the robots.
Stormlands. That's really good.
Like
Stormlands, yeah.
Really good. I play Lies Beneath. Obviously a horror game, but really solid, great story.
Look at Asgard's Wrath. Again,
Asgard's Wrath.
That is
a huge game.
The only problem with Asgard's Wrath is streaming it is an absolute nightmare because
it's very intensive.
So intensive, and I think that stopped a lot of people really enjoying it. But that
you need a pretty beefy PC just for that first sequence where you're on the bridge.
Yeah, the Bifrost Bridge. And again, that was another game that I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. But there was something about it that didn't necessarily grip me a lot. Not as much as I was expecting.
I think the combat wasn't as strong as it could have been. Visually, it looked really good. There were some interactions. But I think that the thing that got me was just it didn't feel like there was any weight to the combat. It was like waggle your sword around kind of combat. It wasn't like there was no physics to it, really. It didn't feel like that kind of thing. At least what I remember. It's been a while since I played it. But.
Yeah. I think there's obviously a huge appetite for story-driven games. That's why people turn to things like mods and Vorpex and why. And I know you said you played it recently, GT, but the Luke Ross GTA mod. Immediately, then you've got a 100-hour strong game that you can play in VR. Red Dead 2 is the same, and although it isn't perfect, you've got this product that you probably already own because they're so popular, and you can play in VR, and it will give you 50 hours worth of enjoyment just running around that world. So there's an appetite for it. It's just the developers currently that we've got working in VR aren't the developers that can pull that off because. They've got the expertise, but they haven't got the budgets or the size of the teams to do it. So
I think to myself, imagine Cosmodread with a AAA studio.
Yeah,
just imagine that game as it is, but with that level of graphics and polish.
Yeah,
it would have. I think it would have been one of the biggest games around. I absolutely
love Cosmodread.
Yeah.
I don't like horror, and I loved Cosmodread. That's how good the game was.
It was a really good game, fabricating stuff, but again, like you played it, and it was kind of over. And again, I think there's still that thing at the moment as well. You're in VR, so you're probably standing, which means there's going to be fatigue of someone standing, all that kind of thing. The games tend to be 2-3 hours, don't they? But when something like The Walking Dead comes along, and it's got that combination of great graphics. Well, everything's great. It's good, and everyone really responds well to it. But there's just not enough of that, I don't think.
The one that kind of was odd to me, which I really love this game, but I wouldn't lump it in with the great story games, is Boneworks. I don't think the story element was particularly good. I think that game did really well because of the sandbox element. I played through the story, but it's the way it allowed me to just play it however I wanted to. That was a draw for me. Doing silly things, I would spend 20 minutes in a room with like one dude just hitting him with hammers and just trying to find out weird ways to like take him out and see if I can put a box on his head and see how he'd react. And that was the fun. I don't think it was a particularly good story game. It was just a really kind of well put together.
So people are mentioning
sandbox.
Lies Beneath. Ben, you recently jumped into Lies Beneath, didn't you? Did you jump in it before, or was that your first time?
So I played it before,
Yeah.
but like I dipped my toe in. I do this a lot. I jump around between VR games quite a bit. I'm like, right, see if this one's good. Oh, that's amazing. Right, what else have I got today? And I decided to sit down and do a full playthrough for the channel. And I was kicking myself for leaving it for so long because it's immediately one of my favorites. Just gorgeous visuals.
Yeah.
The story did grip me. I was gripped absolutely until the very last moment. Had a great runtime. I think it took me must have been about 6, maybe 7 hours to clock.
Great bosses as well.
Great bosses, because normally VR bosses are really formulaic because they don't really know what to do with them because you're able to go everywhere. So like, how do we do a boss?
Did you
But
think
these
they were
amazing.
very like Capcom-y bosses a little bit, like in design?
That whole game was
and
very
stuff?
Capcom.
I loved the. I remember I think in one of the trailers or something, they threw the axe, it hit the monster in the back, and then they pulled out the pistol, and I thought that fucking combination is sick.
It's so good. The amount of time by the end of the game, that was my thing. I always had my gun in my hand and something I could throw, and it would be throw, bang, bang.
I said that to someone,
combo.
and they were like, "I didn't even know you could throw stuff." And they've been playing the game, and I was like, "Oh man, you've been missing some of the best stuff." Like,
The other thing I really respected about that game, and it was Drifter, wasn't it? I think Drifter.
it was
developed
Drifter,
that.
yeah.
I want to see them do more like that. And the thing I really respected about that game was it didn't pull its punches. It's hard. Like certain bits in that point were really tough, and I feel like a lot of VR games scale back the difficulty because again they're taking into consideration things like our standing, and I feel like they kind of go easy on the players a lot of the time.
They probably assume most players are new today. You know,
This is it.
As some
But
of us, you know,
Lies Beneath didn't care if you were new. The bit where you get to the
you're going to say the heart. I knew you were going to
pick
say
up the
heart.
shotgun.
Yeah,
Because I was breezing through. I was like, this is fine. It's basically Resi 4 in VR, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Got to the hut, picked up the shotgun. I was like, here we go. A couple of dudes are going to come in. They wouldn't stop. So 30 of them. They're coming through the windows. They're coming through the ceiling. I was trying to lay down. I must have died there. I must have died for like a solid hour. I just kept dying.
Dude, I live streamed that game, and I remember thinking, like, I think I completed it in 2 live streams. I'm pretty sure. I absolutely
hardcore.
I think so. Maybe 3. I'm going to give myself a bit of thing because I can't remember. But all I know is, dude, like, when I live streamed that game, it was another one of those games where I absolutely loved it so much I didn't want to play anything else.
No.
And that was on Quest, so I might actually jump back in on PC because I think with that extra.
Did you play it with your Quest 2?
No, I played it on my Quest 1 as well. Like I got Drifter like sorted me out like back whenever it was.
That's what I've heard, that if you're going to play it on a Quest, play it on the Quest 1. Apparently on the Quest 2, something to do with the black levels, because that game's got quite a grey scale to it almost.
Right.
It feels very washed out on the Quest 2. I haven't fully jumped in and checked that to like kind of compare it. I played the PC VR version with the Quest 2, and it was lovely. It was really nice. But apparently that native version, the Quest 1 is the best place for it. But that's another great game.
It is. It's getting mentioned in the chat. That's all. What was the other? There was another game I really enjoyed. No one else did. Oh, it's got the torture scene in it where you punch the guy a lot in the chair.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Defector. No one talks about Defector, and I remember all the other content creators. We have a content creator chat, very private, but we was in, and I remember everyone's going, "Oh, I'm not that bothered by it. I'm not going to cover it." And I was like, "This game's fucking epic!" Like,
dude, I bought that maybe 2 weeks ago. Someone sent it to me in a chat. Was like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And I watched the trailer, and it's the bit where you're on the plane, and you're fighting through, and he's punching. And I was like, "Why have I never seen it?" And then he gets in the car and he drives out the plane. And I was like, I immediately bought it. I was like,
the only thing is, there's like a lot of scripted stuff, for example, but it's fucking cool scripted stuff. Like you get like this gun, which is like a sniper rifle, and then it transforms into a shotgun, and then you shoot this guy, and it just so happens he's there at the right time. And bear in mind it's VR, so you could move around whenever, and he smashes through the banisters onto the floor. And I was just like, that. I know that was scripted,
but it's cool.
But it felt like I did it, and the game's very good at that particular thing. And there is the legendary torture scene of the guy in the chair. that you beat the shit out of as long as you want, I think. And I've got like clips of hitting him with cups and vases and like a toilet plunger and all this shit, like just messing around. I think it's a really great game, and no one talks about it. Was that Sanzaru? I think that was Sanzaru.
I was surprised when I saw who made it. I did look and I was like, oh, it's someone.
No one really talks about Sanzaru, but they done Asgard's
Relatively
Wrath.
big.
They done the Quest 2 game that's still going to come to Quest 2, Marvel Superhero Powers.
It's the best. It's the best Quest game.
It's the best Quest game
you can't play.
You'll never play
because it was never on Quest.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Defector.
Yeah.
I need to see. I think because I remember when I got it, I was like, "Oh, it's made by so and so," and I was actually really impressed. Twisted Pixel.
Oh, yes,
who did Wilson's Heart, and they also did Splosion Man back on the Xbox 360, which was a great game if you remember Splosion Man.
I do remember. I don't think I played it though. Splosion Man.
Blow yourself up. It was great. Yeah, I think there's a lot of great VR games like that that are just kind of hidden under the rubble. I saw someone on Twitter showing off Gunheart recently, and again, that was one I hadn't seen, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, that looks great. But
I think
it's
very good.
I think a lot of these VR games are almost like tech demos, where they kind of they make them to a point, and then they didn't get the adoption needed to kind of, I guess, recoup the budget or the cost of development.
They were too ahead of their time.
Yeah, and then they can't continue to work on the product and allow it to realize its full potential. So something like Defector, something like Gunheart, came out at the wrong time.
What was the third-person game as well? There was a third-person game that is really good, and it's an OG one on Oculus. It's like a Frozen game. It's all set in Iceland.
Isn't that also Insomniac?
I think that's Insomniac. Have you played that? Edge of Nowhere.
Edge of Nowhere.
I've heard of that. I've never played it.
What a fantastic game! Absolutely fantastic.
Insomniac made 3 VR games. They were like obviously really on board with it, and that's another kind of interesting thing. Obviously, they now sit in Sony's camp, or they have done for some time.
Yeah.
They've already got an interest in VR. They've already made VR products.
Yeah.
And they currently are making things like Spider-Man. We've had a few fairly naff Spider-Man VR experiences so far, if we're all honest with each other. I'd like to see something proper. I want a proper
that would be
Marvel VR game. I
mean.
thought that Marvel Superheroes one was crap.
I thought it was crap. I feel like I'm mental. Like I played it, I thought this looks great, and then it was just like a sandbox open. Oof.
People loved it because it got views. I think is the thing. It was a very kind of because it's a big.
I didn't find it good,
property,
man.
I think.
I actually feel like I should revisit it.
You can't. It's gone.
Oh, we can't download it again.
No, it's gone. Servers are offline and everything.
Yeah.
Like even if you own it, it's gone, mate.
I bet it's a licensing thing. I wonder.
Probably.
More so. So let's have a quick look at Aftershocks trailer, and then we are about to go over our 2 hours budget.
I haven't budgeted for this. This is shocking. Lots of beard stroking going on there. You have to stroke them because you have to keep them.
All tower troops.
I would like someone else to stroke mine. I have to do it myself all the time.
Well, his hair start like flicking off on their own.
A large stockpile of supplies from the reserve.
The whole thing is wired to blow.
Trying to figure out.
Smoke her out.
Your lazy shit-heel attitude has cost us even more supplies.
Heavy reclaimed presence looting National Guard cache. Bravo Company sustained severe casualties. Backup requested.
Savages had the presence of mind to walk off with the key to this cache.
What I've seen,
That
a
was
lot
next
more
one off for the trouble.
Shelter in the school
to avoid our wrath.
People on people rather than zombies, yeah.
Kind of like the direction the Walking Dead TV show went, where the zombies still were kind of were manageable, and then the humans were real enemies.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, isn't it?
Exactly what would happen.
You think the zombies are the bad thing? Oh, well, just wait until you see the people. Yeah. I love that claw thing so much.
Yeah, that was. I remember when I got the claw, that was the first weapon that I saw, and I thought I need to put that in the thumbnail. Because it did make you feel
Wolverine claws.
Like Wolverine.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So, right. If anyone wants to join us, we're going to probably have a quick 10-minute break or something, but hopefully we're going to jump into Spatial Ape on Oculus Quests. We've got Justin in there for Tab Games. He's the developer of Samurai Slaughterhouse. I want to thank everyone for joining us today for the first episode. And obviously you guys. You know, for
it has been great. It's been a weird first episode because of PlayStation sneaking in and trying to like hijack our VR chat.
I couldn't help it.
But we had to have a look, didn't we? We had to have a little look. But no, it's been good. And I guess we got some Walking Dead talk to have in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, so we're going to all get together, hopefully, arrange a Skydance so we can all chat to them. Hopefully by then as well, we would have played some of Aftershocks and we'll have some questions and stuff. So, next week, in case you missed it earlier, Skydance, we should be having an interview with them to talk about what I just want to talk about the game, not just the update. I want to talk about the whole game in general. Because Survios had the opportunity to make a really good Walking Dead game, and in my opinion, they didn't, unfortunately. I want to know why they did what they did and invested what they did in it. And
get your questions ready.
Yeah. So we will put that out actually on the Twitter page as well. Have you got any questions for the developers? And whatever we think is the most interesting and most engaging, we will pick them for the developer chat as well. So,
hell yeah,
cool. Thank you guys.
That's a wrap. We did it.
It's so much hard work getting this stuff ready, but it just feels so worth it when you're like,
it's great. Really, really good. I've enjoyed it.
So
everyone in the chat, I love you all.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's nice to be back.
Thank you, everyone. Look after yourselves. Take care. See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.